Crosby, Alan Decker on number 27. Best kilometres an hour, and then round Honda, Crosby cranked off the big Honda 6. And the question everybody's wondering is whether Crosby is going to try and run away from the field. The weather conditions cool, and that's going to suit bikes like Crosby's big Honda 6, the Yamaha 1100s, and also the Suzuki 1000. Because if it's hot, the rear tyres are going to be tortured almost to destruction. In behind Crosby on number 28, flying and staying with him very easily, the South Australian Greg Pretty, being partnered by Jeff Miller. That's a Yamaha 1100, and in behind them is a Suzuki XS1100. That's Alan Hales. So it's Honda from Yamaha, from Suzuki, the three big mega bikes in the first three places. Only a small man, Pretty, and only 2 or 3 years of racing experience, but really blossoming in the last year or 18 months of riding, and issuing a big challenge to Graham Crosby on the Honda 6. 103 brake horsepower out of that Honda, 6 cylinders, 4 valves per cylinder, and Pretty trying to get underneath him as they go down on the brakes. Pretty into the lead, and Crosby round the front of him. And Pretty only just still on the bike. The Yamaha sliding the tail out there, and it was wonderful riding from Pretty that kept him on board.
A cheeky look over the shoulder too from Crosby.
Sub 59-second laps. Pretty now in the lead. Right under, but Crosby will get him on the exit. Yes, Pretty too fast into the corner, and Crosby on the right line to come out quickly, which is the essence of all. Pretty looks to me, frankly, as though he's having a bit of a brain snap. I don't think this is the way to ride a 6-hour race, an incredible pace, and not one that Crosby would like. Crosby doesn't want this sort of scrapping. Why Pretty's doing it, I don't know. He stuck his neck out so far twice, and this seems almost doomed to failure, and I think Crosby will let him go. Although Crosby doesn't know how to let people go in front of him. But I think he will. I think Crosby doesn't want to be drawn into that sort of thing, and he can see the danger. He could possibly get brought down by Pretty.
Now the gap between the first and last place by 8 laps is 47.5 seconds.
Former race winner Clive Knight, what's happened?
No, we've got a minor problem there at the moment, which is going to end up a major problem. I think we've sucked the cam box cover gasket in, and as you can see, the oil's spewing out all over the place, so you couldn't proceed at that rate, or we'd have been down the road, plus probably a lot of other riders down the road as well.
You're covered with boiling oil. Has it hurt you at all?
Not with these leathers on, but it's pretty slippery. It's good oil, it's Castrol.
Real drama now as the second of the 4 6-cylinder Hondas ended, runs into trouble. Graham Crosby, the early race leader, now slipping back to 3rd place behind Alan Hales on the Suzuki, and Pretty, who'd already overtaken him, and preparing to go into the pits, I think. Here he goes, Graham Crosby into the pits, the glamour bike of the race, the Honda 6-cylinder. 2 of them now into the pits in the first few minutes of this year's Castrol 6R. Graham Crosby. He's never won the 6R. On pole position yesterday with 58.1 second qualifying lap, 9/10 of a second under the race record, and here he is. This is his pit stop coming up for Roger Hayes now on bike number 3 as he wheels into the pit area. He's going to hand over to Jim Budd, and the question is are they going to change the rear tyre on the big heavy Yamaha? An enormously heavy bike. It weighs in at 256 kilograms. The official scrutineers will be checking the tread depth, and they will order the bike to change the rear tyre if they consider it to be too worn and it to be dangerous.
In the pits, in second position, Jim Budd, Roger Hayes. The team Avon Kawasaki, the first wheel change of the race. They've brought in the Pitman's Yamaha team, the team that was helping Greg Pretty before he crashed, to assist in changing the rear wheel because the Pitman's team have proved faster. In unofficial practice, they've changed the rear wheel in 54.9 seconds. The old wheel's out, the new wheel's in, 40 seconds so far gone in this pit stop. Fuel going into the bike now. Dean Pitman and Malcolm Pitman both working furiously on the rear wheel. The rear axle about to slide in. The axle in at 50 seconds. Hit in tight, 55 seconds. A brand new Avon on the back, 41 pounds of pressure in the tyre. Jim Budd about to get on. Roger Hayes, the rider who's been on for the last 2 hours off. The wheels in less than in just on a minute. The bike's down. 70 seconds, 72 seconds, and Jim Budd's out. A record pit stop. And everyone is jubilant. Roger Hayes, how do you feel about it?
Very pleased. The bike's run exceptionally well. No troubles. You just got to...
Michael Cole doing such a great job on bike number 8, the Honda CBX1000. Actually 1047 cc's, 6 cylinders, 4 valves per cylinder, 103 brake horsepower, a monster to handle around the Amaru Park circuit, coming in for a scheduled pit stop to hand over to Dennis Neal, his co-rider, a B-grade rider. But Michael Cole going so well, now leading the Castrol 6R and the only Honda 6 remaining in the race, and who already has given the Honda 6 its world race debut and victory, and also a second place recently at Surfers Paradise. Everything going to plan as he hands over to Dennis Neal. His bows. Blake hanging grimly to the tail end of the Honda, feeling that just perhaps something might go wrong, but knowing that if it doesn't, there's nothing he can do about it. Hayes fighting cramp and great tiredness up in front, but going well. Cole in third, Warrior second, the gap between the two of them 20 seconds. And now 18.5 seconds, so another valuable second and a half, peeled away by Michael Cole. He has not given the game away, although there's 3 minutes and 9 seconds only remaining in the...
2.5 minutes remaining for our race leader, Roger Hayes.
18.2 seconds behind him, Warrior, the gap between Warrior and the chasing Michael Cole. Race leader Hayes, he's comfortable, but everybody else is working hard. This is the man that's being hunted by Michael Cole. John Warrior, just 18 seconds in front of him, towards the flag, although of course the race distance is time rather than distance. He mightn't be the one that gets the checkered flag, because it will just be waved, and whoever crosses the line at the exact end of 4 hours, which is less now than 1 minute away. In fact, it's close to half a minute away and 1 lap to go, Roger Hayes. That's what they're telling you. Time to wave to the crowd as he goes up the hill. A brilliant effort from the two riders and from the team, and 15.1 seconds separate second place Warrior from third place the hunter, Michael Cole, on the 6-cylinder Honda. So it's Yamaha from Ducati, from Honda, from another Ducati, from the BMW. And that's it. The 6-hour time is up. The flag will be out just before Hodgson Corner. And at any moment now, the checkered flag comes out. He's waiting in readiness. He's waiting there for Roger Hayes, who gets the checkered flag, and victory for the second time to back up his victory with Jim Budd in 1976. Winning it again this year by an enormous two-lap margin on the 1100 Yamaha. A brilliant performance. In second place will be Warrior on number 12, 13.3 seconds in front of Michael Cole, doing such a grand job on the Honda 6, blasting past Ken Blake, pushing him back to fourth in the latter part of the race. There's an exhausted, very, very weary Roger Hayes, running the bike actually into the back of the trailer, just misjudging slightly, joined by his teammate Jim Budd.